So hi everyone. When I did my previous video, I said that I was going to be creating a bigger veggie patch. The one that I've got at the moment is great, but I would like to expand into growing more, a lot more of each thing instead of 1 or 2 tomatoes, maybe half a dozen. So my husband and I prepared this area out the back of our giant pepper tree. As you can see, it's pretty huge. Apparently it's well over 100 years old. Oh, that's my worm farm, which is pretty cool. The worms are pretty full on in there. Yeah, so anyway, we hacked back all of the pepper tree, as you can see. And this was a big weedy mess, this whole area. It's actually quite a big area. It's about 20 metres by about 8 metres. This is our next big job that we've got to do. Someone's great idea a few years ago. Why don't we plant a prickly pear so I can make jelly? And then 10 years later it turns into a monster, which is very hard to get rid of. But anyway, let's move on. I've bought myself some of these garden beds. They're from Birdies, which I think is located in Queensland, but you can get them at Bunnings. You have to put them together yourself, but they're not hard to do. You just screw the panels together. And I've planted some fruit trees, just some dwarf ones. This one is called Spring Satin. It's a plum cot. And this one here is a apricot called Stories. As you can see, it's dwarf. And the third one is a peach called Golden Queen. So these are all dwarf. They'll only get to about 2.5 metres. I've moved this old bath up the back too. I'm not sure whether to grow strawberries in it or keep it for something, like lettuces or something like that, something fast growing. So eventually in this whole area, I'll just move back so you can have a better view. So this whole area will eventually be four garden beds, raised garden beds. And so they'll be located on this section here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's a bit of a path. As you can see, I've sort of done some lines. And then I'll have my fruit tree area, which I thought I could also grow some like trailing plants such as watermelon, rock melon and pumpkins. So, and I've got some small round raised garden beds that I thought I'd put between the 3 dwarf fruit trees. And maybe I can grow quick growing things in there as well. But the main thing that I've decided on is that I'm going to create these garden beds as wicking beds. So I'm not sure if you've heard of wicking beds before. There's something new to me, and I'm quite willing to try them because I do have scheme water that runs along here. But I would really like to do away with using scheme water and try to be a bit more self-sufficient. And we do have a small tank here, which is about 1,250 litres, I think, which is very small. But so I could, and we're not really using this water, so I thought, well, it's such a waste, so I can use these on my garden beds. So with the wicking beds, you actually create reservoirs of water at the bottom of the beds, and then you cover that with geotex fabric and then your soil, and then you plant your veggies on the top. And it works on capillary action, so the water will actually flow up from the reservoir and soak up into the soil and into the roots of the plants. So my next video, I think I'm going to show you me trying or having a go at setting up the wicking bed using this particular one at the moment, which I may move to the back along the fence there. So yeah, I know it doesn't look very much at the moment, but you know, I'm quite excited about this, and I think it's going to turn into an awesome veggie patch area, because it has just been a bit of a waste in the past. Okay, there's our olive grove with some mountain in the background. That's our poor mulberry tree that we pruned. But it'll come back looking great. Yep. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.